Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif. What's up, guys?
Hey, how are you?
You know, still here, I guess. Thankfully, since we weren't last week.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Let me
I wasn't going to be able to be here anyway, so it's kind of like...
I know. Like, and this week we don't have Baka, which, you know, it sucks. Like, what's going on? The past 2 months have been crazy. Can we just settle out and be okay?
No, if it's not one thing, it's another 20.
Right? It's one of those, like, when it rains, it pours kind of things. We are in the monsoon.
And
there
it has
is
not
no
let up.
signs of stopping. Oh, everything sucks. Like, I'm fully expecting halfway through for the power to go off or something crazy so that we lose everything again.
Don't say that. It just started raining.
Did it?
I know this because my 3-year-old yelled it down the stairs earlier just before we started.
Really? So it started raining? Let's see. Are we going to get some major storms in here? Is it going to cut out
Please no,
power
because I have to record. Okay, look, I have to record Far Cry today, and I will tell you the story of what happened with Far Cry last week. If it happens again, if there's a repeat, I'm just going to set everything on fire.
You shouldn't, because you have a backup save file now that you can recover to before that point, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
still.
But stay.
It's the frustration of losing time. Like, I guess, fine. We're going to talk about what we all played anyway. I will go ahead and tell you what happened with Far Cry last week.
That'll work.
Okay. So, I was working my way through Far Cry. There was some rain happening here. I was like, okay, it's fine. It's just rain. We'll be alright. It'll be okay. I get through 2 videos. I've started the 3rd video. I get most of the way through the 3rd video. Or, like, no, I got all the way through the 3rd video, and right when I was getting ready to finish up with it, and do my closing thing that I always do at the end of the videos, power went out. Okay, so that means that everything crashed out, including Far Cry, my video program, all of it. Far Cry has an autosave program. There is no, I would like to load this save file. It is, you load up the game wherever it autosaved last, which was after the mission. And I was like, well, damn. It was a story mission, but it wasn't a super important story mission. And I don't have the video because since the video didn't actually stop recording, everything cut off. It corrupted the file, so I lost that too. So I was like, all right, it's fine. It was one mission. I'll just tell them what it was like, and then we'll move on from there. So in the next video, I was like, okay, here's what happened, you guys, and then we're gonna move on. So I did the next video. The video after that, huge story mission, big plot stuff's happening, all of this craziness. I get all the way to, like, I finished up the mission, and it was in a load screen to take me back to where I was supposed to go to for the next, basically, cinematic. Like, okay, fine. It's gonna finish up, they're gonna be like, good job, and then I'm gonna move on with my life. It got stuck in the load screen, so I was like, okay, that's fine. The game's frozen before. It's not a big deal. I'll just Alt-Tab, save the video, and then, you know, basically Alt-F4 the game, restart. When I Alt-Tabbed, my whole tower froze, and then blue screen, and it's like, there's a problem, let us restart for you. Restart, which means I lost the video because it didn't stop the recording. So it corrupted the video file, and it auto-saved after the checkpoint. So I had to, because I love you people who are watching my Far Cry stuff so much, I restarted the whole motherfucking game so I could show you that goddamn story bit because it's so fucking important. Jesus. And if you don't watch it, I'm gonna set you on fire.
I'm scared right now. Like, she's so scary about it.
Oh, it was worse when it happened. Oh, it was so much worse.
Yeah, that's why I don't live in that house.
You're getting the G rating right here. Like, this is soft, man. When it first happened. Oh
my god. I was so frustrated. I mean, it was a big, huge mission.
You know, the best part about that is like, BTS's new album came out, like, right after that. So it was, like,
it actually came out right before that. Because it came out on Friday, and that was on Saturday that happened.
Oh, fair enough.
And let's just say it did not help at all. Like, oh my god.
It didn't help at the time, but it helped afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards.
I'm, like, super angry, so I jumped into, like, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play some Overwatch. I threw on the new BTS album, played Overwatch, everything was okay-ish. Until Sunday, in which case we didn't have a podcast last week because my computer stealth updated while I was putting on my makeup before the show. And it wasn't like, let us update 15 minutes later, we're fine. It was, let us update an hour later, we have messed up all of your settings, and now nothing recognizes anything. Which is why we didn't have a podcast
Yes.
last week either.
Yes.
Because basically at that point it's like, fuck this, done.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. One thing after another.
Last weekend was not a fun time.
No. Well,
This weekend I thought was going to be so much better. Got a new game. And then I cried. Because... reasons.
Because of reasons in the game.
Well, yeah, Chicken and I both started Detroit, and he was 2 chapters behind me when I stopped playing yesterday, so
3.
I made him come and play 3. I made him come and play the 3 chapters so that he could catch up and we could talk about stuff, because, let me tell you.
We're not saying anything about the game.
No spoilers. The first video is up right now on my YouTube. I put it up this morning, so if you want to see it, it's there.
If you're going to play the game, do not watch the videos.
Unless you don't care about spoilers, in which case, whatever. Okay.
Oh, the game is all about your choices.
Well, yeah, it's a David Cage game.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Did I say the name
That's
of
the
game
way all
yet?
of his games
Detroit
are.
Become Human? Did I say that?
I have not played the other ones, but this...
No, this is my
they're-
first.
Oh, bruh.
If they're like this, oh my god.
It's my first David Cage game, so...
Holy shit.
Let me tell you, I've
Holy
already made
shit.
some really poor decisions, and I hate everything. I hate everything about me. I cried twice yesterday, and then I had to stop. I was like, look, I can't... If I keep playing, I'm gonna, ugly cry here in a minute, so I'm gonna have to stop now.
I fucking love the flowchart system that they have. I don't know if a lot of people like it, but I think the flowchart is just...
Because
Super
I like
fucking
it, but I
interesting.
don't. Because then you realize all of the stuff, afterwards, you see all of these things that they're still grayed out, so you didn't do them. I'm like, oh, what did I miss?
Yeah, but that's great. When you go back through, you could try different things, look at different
They
things.
kind of
and try-
introduced, if I remember right, they kind of introduced that a little bit in Beyond Two Souls. And you put it in because there would be things that you didn't do that were in between. Now, I will say, strangely enough, I enjoyed the gameplay with Heavy Rain better than I did Beyond Two Souls. Beyond Two Souls seemed very quick-timey to me.
There were definitely some QuickTime buttons.
Oh,
I'm
there was
not
a
very
lot
good.
of them.
Why do they
There
have
was
to?
a
Okay,
few.
here's my problem. QuickTime events, but it's flashes the X, and I'm like, oh shit, wrong button for X. Why do you have X in a different place?
And there's
Well,
no
technically,
way to undo your choices.
the X being in the wrong place is Xbox's fault because they came second.
I know. Why couldn't we just have a universal agreement of this is where the X button will be on all of your controllers?
Well, to be fair, it's Nintendo's fault. It's because they kept fucking moving that bitch around. It's like over here, up there, over here, down here. It's like, hey, we're just going to keep moving it around. You have top left. They could have just stuck with the
Or they could have
C-pad.
used not X. They could have used literally almost anything else. Why do we
A, B,
have
C,
to
D.
have a similar button on everything?
Well, and I think it was invented for PlayStation when they came out. They had the X, the circle, the triangle, and the square, and it was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of cool. They got a little design. That's neat. And then you have letters just like you do with the Nintendo, and they
Yeah.
don't put them in the exact
Although,
same spots.
I
and-
will say,
You-
Sony, what were you thinking? Circle, square, triangle, shapes, X.
X is a shape.
I mean, it is a shape, but it's not like a geometric shape that you readily think about.
No.
It could have been almost any other one. But I guess they were like, well, if we make it rectangle, it's too similar to square. If we make it oval, it's too similar to circle. And if we make it diamond, who the fuck's going to use that?
Trapezoid.
Right? Could
Yeah,
have been an octagon.
I just looked at the Nintendo the Nintendo controller and the Xbox controller. They're all the same ones, except A and B and switched around, and X and Y are switched around.
Yep.
Why? I don't know why. It's like Xbox is like, we're gonna cheap this shit out. Let's just grab their controller and flip the buttons around. Nobody will ever fucking notice.
It's probably because Nintendo had something patent knowing them.
Well,
Because
and
they
you know-
patent the shit out of everything. The
Yeah, they do.
D-pad, the D-pad is actually the way it was designed on the original Nintendo was freaking, that was patented because it'd never been done that way before.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's like that's patent. It's like I didn't know that. Like I happened to
Did they
watch
patent the
some
C-
history thing on it.
The C buttons too?
Probably.
Oh god.
They
'Cause
could
you
have
gotta think of
also
what-
made them different colors, right? Because there's still a blue button, and I think X is still blue. It's just still in the wrong place, though.
You could
X
do
is
color
blue.
buttons. Yeah,
X
like
is blue, but not different spots.
that way you wouldn't change. You could theoretically you could make every single one of the consoles have the same color buttons in the same places.
Yeah, and then they would be the different...
Yeah, and then we have the
See,
different
that-
symbols.
Can we agree
So if
on
you-
something here?
It's so
No.
that way if you're creating the game, you don't have to put a symbol. You just put a color.
Yeah, see? It would have been so
And
much
then put whatever
easier.
symbol you want in it.
Right.
Because then you just focus on the color.
Would have been so much easier, but nobody did that.
Yep.
Everybody
Yep,
said,
yep,
let's
yep.
use...
So the next
Whatever.
console I create, I'm just putting
You
colored
get right
buttons.
on that.
Yeah, get right on that.
Oh, man.
What did I play? Oh, I was messing around with my computer on some stuff, so I went through, played Doom a little bit, which
I saw
led
you
me
load
right
up
to the
Bear
show.
Simulator.
I did. I loaded up Bear Simulator because I was like, I haven't played this in forever, and I wanted to see, like, because the last time you updated, I think it was 2016. It might have been just before that I'd stopped playing the game.
All right.
But I have a problem, which is I was one of the original people from the Kickstarter, so
Right.
I got a key to be able to get into a cabin, and I found the cabin, and so I pulled the key back up, but there's no place to type in what needs to be typed in to open the cabin. So I'm kind of mad because I hear music coming from the cabin, and I want my bear to go in and dance or whatever he's going to do inside this weird little cabin, but he can't do anything.
Damn.
So mad
Can you
about
just
it.
rip the door open?
You're a bear.
You're a bear.
Maybe, yeah. You'd think you'd be able to, but no.
But
Oh.
no.
Not as powerful as bears I want to. It took me 3 swipes to kill a rabbit.
Is this like made out of bronze or something?
I don't
It's a very
know. Like, I would
strong
think,
rabbit.
pow, you know.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit stronger on that one. Of course, we played Sea of Thieves this past week.
Your bear thing, before I forget, reminded me, you would be super, super proud of Ubisoft. The quest to get Cheeseburger the bear is called Right to Bear Arms. Bear arms.
Yes! Thank you, Ubisoft! Love a good pun. It's fantastic.
I meant to tell you that earlier, but I slipped my mind repeatedly, and you said Bear Simulator, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So there you go. I just wanted to make sure you knew. Ubisoft's on your
That's
side.
awesome. Absolutely awesome. Love it. Love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it.
It's awful.
I think that was pretty much it, though. I played that. I feel like I logged into something else, too. But I did that just to get one of the little achievements on Steam that they've got going on right now.
Oh yeah, the
Nice
spring
job.
cleaning.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was. It was like something you've played for 2 hours before and that you go back and play a little bit of.
I like one of them is play the first game you ever put on your Steam library, and it tells you what game it was.
Oh, really?
My
trying to
very
think of
first
what mine
game
would be.
that I ever put on my Steam library
I'm going to look at mine now.
was Left 4 Dead 2. It was the
Really?
first game I
How
ever
do
put
I
on my Steam
know?
library.
And when you
This-
click on it,
Let me
when you
make
click
sure
on
it's-
the spring cleaning event, it pops up. Go down to the achievements, and then it'll
I'm
tell
sorry
you.
if you can hear the clicking on my audio. My bad. Where's the spring cleaning thing? Oh wait, never mind.
Okay,
It should
another
be
chance
right
to
It's at
play
the
a game
top.
that
It's
you
my
spent-
page loaded in the middle.
Yeah, and then
Play
you
the
scroll
first
down.
game you added on your Steam account. Mine
Yes.
is
Oh, what is it?
Portal.
Portal. Your first game ever is Portal.
I will go back and play that. I don't have a
Played a
problem with that.
while. Like,
I like that it's the
the bottom
be a
right one.
Steam game. Mm-hmm.
where do I see that at? What's it called?
Blast from the past.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Play the first game you added to your Steam account. Let's have a look. Left 4 Dead 2.
Left 4 Dead 2.
Both have the exact same one. That's funny.
Okay, Chicken,
Yes.
let's play some Left 4 Dead 2 then.
Yes. Well, okay. I get to talk about what I played this week.
Yeah,
Sea
you
of
do.
Thieves. Sea of Thieves, of course, normal stuff. And I played. It started Detroit Become Human. That game is just incredibly. It's like watching a movie, getting to interact every so often.
Comparing
Yeah, I
our
know.
choices has been crazy too.
Yes, it has. It's crazy.
And our reactions.
And I've been playing a lot of Shadow of War.
Did you die earlier in that fight that you were in
No,
Shadow
I
of
just
War?
ran away.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about that because that is why that game is so absolutely incredible. So I found a dead body, investigated it, went to find a captain. So I find him, and I start poisoning the little grog barrels around. And after I poison one, I get attacked from behind by this captain. He's an assassin. He tackles me. We get into a fight up in the tower. And I get him low enough, and I brand him, and I send him away. And another captain further off sees the fight up on the top and comes over to investigate. I jump off. I come back, and I pick a fight with him. I start beating his ass. He adapts, and I can't fight him regularly anymore. So I call out my bodyguard, who, by the way, I bought a loot box with the Merriam in the game.
The in-game currency. He did not spend money.
No, did not spend money. Because the only way to transfer orcs from one region to another is to get a training order. And I fucking love this orc that I got in the first one. I branded him. He became unashamed and wears the fucking scar proudly. So I like him. He's saved my ass a lot of times. So I moved him over, and now he's following me around in this new region. He comes out. We start beating this guy's ass, and the enemy captain, hits me a good couple times, knocks me down. I was like, fuck. I'm going to have to make sure I get back up. He's got a trait, no last chance. So he's about to kill me. So after that happens, the guy who I just branded fucking jumps out of nowhere, tackles the guy who's about to kill me, cuts his head off, and says that you were about to die. You're lucky I came here to save your ass. I was like, oh, hell yeah. So now I've got 2 fucking captains here. We jump down and fight the one that I started with. And then another captain joins in. So now it's 3v2. And I kill the guy that I was starting with. And then we turn our focus towards the other one. He's got a bunch of Karagors that we're fighting. And then I get attacked from behind. The dude that I killed has a blood brother that fucking jumped into the fight to avenge the guy I just killed.
I was like, you gonna die.
Wow.
Oh my god. It was nonstop. And then another captain joined in. It was 3v3, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. There's too many. The alarms got set off. It turned into a goddamn fucking straight out war. Holy shit, there were so many of my people and so many of theirs, and it was just a massacre.
Dumpster fires everywhere.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. So I just ran away because there was just too much going on. That's why that game is so incredible. The amount of dynamic events that just happen constantly.
Right.
So that guy's gonna be pretty pissed at me when I find him again. You killed my brother, or his brother will come back to life. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, a lot of them seem to come back to life.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a little disappointing almost. Like, a few times, okay, but if almost all of them do that, it's like, oh, what's the point even killing you?
I've only had one of my guys come back, and I've had one or 2 guys that I've killed come back. They come back all fucked up, though. So, yeah. The guy who killed me in my first region, I went back and branded him, or actually I shamed him. When I shamed him, he turned into a maniac. He's got one of those little crow masks on, and all he does is scream at people now.
Oh, so you turned into me.
No, he just screams at people. I made him my overlord in my castle, so now whenever someone attacks, he just screams at him in bird language.
Ah!
Pretty much.
And then everybody's like, you know what? Maybe not today.
Exactly. Not today. Not today.
Oh my god. Can we get one of those for our house? Like, somebody comes to knock on the door and somebody just runs out in a bird mask, starts screaming unintelligibly. It'd be so great.
I don't think I'm strong enough to fight those orcs. I can't, especially I don't have the ring of power to brand them properly.
It could be so fun, though.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. Shadow of War is a ton of fun. And they better make it a way so that I can get more training orders if I can't buy any of the chests anymore.
So you don't think you're worried they didn't rebalance it after they took away the microtransactions?
Yeah, because I like the captain that I have now. I really like him. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he does.
He's a commander. When I first saw him, he was one of the captains in the fort, and I wanted him because he's got like one weakness and a couple of other vulnerabilities, and he's got a shitload of powers. He's a commander. So whenever I summon him, he blows his horn, which calls out like 15 of his dudes, and then it turns into a small skirmish.
Oh, wow.
And when we were attacking the fort, I would get them low, and he would just charge up from behind me, tackle the captain, and just chop him up. Right. He did that like 4 times, so he has earned his worth. And he saved me once, too, so I keep him around.
He saved me. Like, Chicken's real big on, like, the bro love. Like, oh, you saved me, yeah.
It's because, all right, you're dying. You're about to die. This captain is going to kill you. You're gonna have to fucking respawn all that shit that you just did, and you can't save yourself. And then one of your fucking orc buddies that you did comes running out of nowhere, tackles the dude, and kills him for you. And you're like, oh yes, thank God, someone rolled a 20. Thank God. it's the small events in the game that just make it feel so much more alive.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
I'm really enjoying it. I got it on sale. You should have all got it on sale. You should buy it.
Yeah, I can
I'll get
play
it when
your
it comes on sale
library
next time.
though, so I don't have to.
Yeah, true.
As long as you own it, I can own it.
As long as I own it, you own it. Yeah.
That's how that works. The whole like cooperative life thing.
Yes. Yes.
What else? What else you got?
That's all the games that I've
Did
played
you,
this
since
week.
you talked about Sea of Thieves and everything, and you were probably going to stream it at some point this week, do you want to go ahead and talk about the Hungering Deep thing?
Yes. The Hungering Deep comes out Tuesday.
Yay!
Tuesday.
See, there was a discrepancy, Oak. You asked me previously if it was Monday or Tuesday, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I should have just told you to ask again.
Yeah.
I never know
Tuesday.
anything. Just ask him.
I guess it makes sense because normally game releases are Tuesday, Friday.
Everybody
so I guess same
patches
thing
their
with
stuff on
expansion.
Tuesdays, too.
Yep,
It's Tuesdays
they're
for
gonna-
us.
They're going to patch it Monday night, and then Tuesday is when it begins. They already have the character in the game. His name is Merrick, and he's on Sharkbait Cove. He's wasted right now.
He's
But,
wasted
he
as
said-
a drunk.
Also, the sharks are out of hand. Like, they are just unbelievably out of hand right now. It's so fucking
I heard
scary.
you freaking out about them before. You guys were like, "Oh my god, why there's so
It's
many?"
ridiculous. Like
That's
you,
like
you
good
sit there and
sharks.
like you fall off. All of a sudden, there's 6 sharks around you. It's like what the hell. So
Yeah.
if you're trying to do like we normally do, which is stop at a ship in order, there's a sunken ship. Hey, let's get the treasure out. You get into the water, and before you make it to the ship, you look above you, and there's fucking 6 sharks.
Yeah, they're just coming in hot. It's like, oh my god, what the hell did I do? So, yeah.
Yeah, because
They're
I
getting-
asked somebody, I was like, "Did you ring a bell?" And they're like, "No." And I was like, "What the hell?"
They're just getting ready
Stop
for the
making them
Megalodon
stop.
release.
No.
Megalodons, super sharks.
Super
Maybe we'll
shark.
actually get to be able to see them versus the Kraken that is just
I
black.
would prefer. Well, if what the rumors are, then the shark is going to insta kill ships. So you hope you don't ever see it, or it'll just sink your ship.
I have a problem. Like, I would get it if it like hit the side of it, knocked like 5 holes in the side, and so you're having to do a repair real quick.
Instead of an insta-gib.
Yeah, like an insta kill would suck ass because you got 25 chests on there, and you're trying to go. You're on your way to a port, turn all the shit in, and then boom, dead.
Oh, this is real.
We're gonna have.
But
to
I do
figure
want to
out-
get eaten by it.
You're
wanna
gonna
get
be
eaten.
like a little peanut compared to this.
I know that's what I want to see. Like, but I also want to see like, is there a like it eats you, and maybe there's a chance that you actually get to see that, that motion of you moving through the body type deal or whatever.
Well, you want to get pooped out?
like burned in acid in the belly or whatever it happens to be.
You're asking
Or-
for a lot of weird stuff right now.
Or that would be hilarious too, like if there's like a little island on the inside of the shark's stomach, and there's like a guy
Like,
sitting
this
in there
is not
just kind of waves at
Pinocchio or
you.
something, all right? You're not gonna get eaten by a shark and then just hang out in there for a while.
But yeah, it's gonna be the Megalodon, which everybody assumes, which they're putting in. Then we're getting the drum, and the speaking trumpet, which means you can yell at other crews from a distance.
Yeah, I don't want that. I'm not looking forward to people yelling at me at a distance.
I can't wait till we're the police. Wee woo, wee woo. Pull your ship over. You are moving too fast. Pull your sails up. This is a 2-sail zone.
Setting speed limits.
Yes. Then there's going to be, they're introducing scars and tattoos that you could do, and a bunch of different cosmetic stuff. Also flags. You finally get to set a flag.
So
Which
it
is
could
gonna
be like, I
awesome.
claimed this island?
No, like on your ship.
Oh, okay.
And they've already taken out the names for underwater where they had put them in, taken them out, put them in, take them back out again.
Yes.
So
They really
evidently
can't
they
make up their
patched
mind on
everything.
that one.
Well, it was part of a patch for because you can hand stuff to other players now, and
You want the
so
banana?
Yeah.
yeah, you want a banana. But what would happen is you'd go underwater, and if you try to hand an item while you were underwater, it would crash the game. So they had to remove that part of the patch. So
Also,
Why?
with that, with the handing things, you can take people's wood while they're trying to repair.
What?
What?
Yeah, like I watched somebody, like they put it up and go to repair, and if you're standing close enough, you could take the wood because technically they're offering it.
Because
That whatever system they use, whatever system they use, basically it uses the same one as putting on something to repair. So if you're putting it on, it offers it, so somebody else can walk up and take it.
Well, somebody, because when they had it, I'm trying to think, the guy had it in his hand, and then I hit the X button to take it away from him. So yeah, I guess it would be, because all he had to have it was in his hand, so I could just walk up and take it. But I would think that you would lock that to your own players, like your own ship.
I haven't seen if you could do it to other people, but you can grief your own team and take the wood while they're trying to.
Why would you do that? You're like, I'm trying to save our asses, and then some dick next to you is like, no, you're not today. Like, can you just not know?
Yeah, apparently.
There's another hole. Let me take your wood real quick while you're trying to repair.
It just disappears out of your hands, and you're just standing there in front of the hole getting splashed. Okay, never mind. Keep going.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. Don't talk to me anymore.
You said it.
I don't talk to me anymore.
The
Plank,
last major bit is going to be they're releasing a whole campaign, like an actual campaign, quests and things like that you'll have to do from Merrick, and then he'll send you out and you'll have to do things. The thing is, limited time. This is a limited time campaign. Once it's gone,
it's gone.
But everything that they released for the expansion is staying in the game. So, there's that. Also, they're talking about Forsaken Shores and Cursed Sails at E3.
Yay!
Super stoked for that.
E3, which is right around the corner, and I keep forgetting that it is about to happen.
Oh, yeah, it's right here.
I know. Mm-hmm. I just keep... I'm like, no, we've still got plenty of time before that. And it's like, no, but we don't.
It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
I know. Oh, my God.
I'm interested to see too, because I'm planning on going to PAX West again this year. I'm interested to see if they're going to have Sea of Thieves again, or if Microsoft is just going to have whatever their new stuff is going to be out to announce. Like if they're going to have edit stuff, you think they're going to have more Sea of Thieves?
Oh hell yeah! If they're trying to make this game a game as service and putting this much money into it, definitely going to show it off again. Try to keep showing off all the new stuff to entice people to come back or to buy it and keep playing it. And things like that. So, especially because if it's in September, then we'll probably have already gotten the Cursed Sails, and they'll be showing off the Forsaken Shores. If I had to guess, so which should be a whole new zone, which is going to be awesome.
Be excited.
Yes. Oh God. All right, but moving on.
Wait my 2 hours in line just to play.
You can go home and play whatever you want.
It's true.
All right.
Briefly you mentioned E3 and all of the stuff and the pirate things. Skull and Bones, the Ubisoft pirate open world game, got delayed. Nobody's surprised. Good job. Nope. Moving on. We'll probably see it again at E3, but
no, I think we
won't see it this year.
That was going to happen.
Yeah, I figured as much. So, what else we got? Throw something at me. Let's do this.
What else we got? Let's see. We got so many fucking articles up here.
I know. There's like, I was trying to scan through the top of the tabs, but there's so many I can't read any of them because it's like
I've got one letter, so I've got to guess on which one's which.
Okay, so we'll just do this one. Here's a little bit of sad news. Runescape Classic is being shut down after 17 years because they can't run it anymore.
Yeah, there's too many like game-breaking bugs and junk, right?
Yep. It released...
Oh, man.
Okay, RuneScape Classic is a snapshot of RuneScape when it was originally released in 2001. And that technology is so old that it's a lot harder to run because... I like to kind of look at it Riot's case. When you build a game, you have the base code, and then when you start adding on to it, you start like putting things on top. And what one of the Rioters said is that when they go in to look at a champion or they go in to look at the game system and they start looking at the files, they go so far down the rabbit hole that they're like, who even did this? Where did this come from?
Who made these things?
What the hell? How is this code even working?
Well, and that goes back to what Blizzard had told us for years too about vanilla for WoW. They said it's like that's why it's coming, but we've got to change some things because
it's coming, but we have to rebuild it. Is what it is.
See, that's kind of the difference, is that Blizzard's rebuilding their game with new technology. This is old technology that they've been piling new technology on.
And it just can't support it.
Yeah, it's like in New York when an old building, they tear it all down and rebuild.
It's
Sometimes
like asking
they'll just
Windows
build on top of
95
it.
to run something like Far Cry 5. It's not going to happen. It just can't.
Exactly. So it gets a lot harder to run because eventually the bottom's going to start breaking away and the code's not going to work. Too many conflicting errors, and so after 17 years, goodbye.
Sorry, everybody that was still playing RuneScape Classic.
Red's gonna be super sad.
Did he play it?
He played RuneScape for a while.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Red. It's going away forever.
Forever.
Bye.
Forever and ever. We talked not too long ago about the fact that Steam was coming out with their Steam Link for both the iOS and the Android, so you'd have an option to be able to play your games from Steam over to your phone as well.
Right,
stream it over to it, and Apple has come back and actually denied service to Steam on this because of business conflicts, which having being a person that's part of the people that have a bunch of Apple stuff, because most of our family's Mac or and we have iPhones and stuff as well.
Most of your family's wrong.
The only thing I can figure out what they're calling business conflicts is because there are games on Steam that are mobile games that are purchasable on the iOS.
Oh.
That's the only reason I can figure out that's a thing.
They don't want you to purchase your games on Steam instead
right,
of
because
iOS.
And see, it's the same thing like if the Amazon app, and I'm not sure how it is with your phones, but it is with mine, with the Amazon Prime app, I can only watch shows, TV shows and movies that I've purchased on the actual Amazon website. I cannot purchase in the phone itself on the app. So I have to go to Amazon.com and download it that way versus being able to do it on every other app that's available. And the reason why is because it's technically Amazon and Apple are competitors, and they want you to be able to use their service, the iTunes service. So that's the only way I can figure out that's how that's working. Because good for Apple, I guess, for protecting your product, but bad for you at the same time.
I think they're being a butt like Sony. Come on,
we don't want to play together.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's not playing together on that particular place. I think it is protecting themselves because of the fact that there are
do they
others
need
available.
that much? Do they need that much money? More money?
No, but does Steam? They don't either.
Well, technically, they're not making any money from this. They're just making it so that you can stream your game from your computer and lay in bed and play.
But yeah, they are, because you're going to have people that are going to buy games that are simpler to play on a phone. And I mean, I don't see anybody. It's like people are going to play Skyrim because it's Skyrim, but you're going to have people that are going to turn around and go, well, this is simple and casual, and if I'm going to lay in bed, I want to be able to play this. But if most people are going to play
why
Switch,
not just go ahead and buy it on your phone anyway? I think I would just forego the whole, I'm going to buy this mobile game on Steam and buy it on the phone.
I think because you have that PC master race mentality that they'd much rather have it because everything on PC, got to have it on PC.
If
not
they've
buying
got
on
that
phone, no
mentality,
mobile.
they're not going to play on their phone. I mean, it's like Fortnite people. Or PUBG people.
I have moved over to PC Master Race as far as like gaming and stuff goes. But I will tell you something that I have on my phone that has been on my phone since it came out that I have never bothered to put on my PC because I don't see the point. And that is Fallout Shelter. It's on PC. I can play it on Steam. But I don't see any reason to do that because it's
I don't understand why. To me, there's a lot of games that are on Steam that are mobile-based games that they've just put over there that I don't understand why they're there in the first place. Other than streaming purposes, I don't understand why some of them are there. So, like Hearthstone, I could get because it's a card-related game. Yeah. But again, it's its own thing. It's like it's not like I'm taking Battle.net and I can't buy that on the iTunes store necessarily. I'm getting it free. I don't understand some of the mentality there. I really don't. I'm just saying that's the only thing I can see what the business conflict is the fact that you can buy those type of games on Steam.
Is Hearthstone on the iOS?
Yes. It was their first, actually.
And they make no money off of Hearthstone? They've got it. Blizzard has to be paying them something because Hearthstone is free and everything that you buy is from Blizzard directly.
That got to pay them something.
Yeah, I would say because I don't think
like a
licensing.
They're doing the same thing for Android too. I mean, Google's getting part of that money as well.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know what their agreement is on it. It could just be $1 every time you buy one of the little packy things or whatever. Because the free-to-play games have to work that way anyway. I mean, like, you think of all the free-to-play, pay-to-win games, some of that money's got to go back to the people that are hosting the game in the first place.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That goes back to the rabbit hole thing.
Yes, very much so. I would agree with that.
Trying to figure that one out.
What else? Was there any other Steam news that we need to talk about? Or Blizzard
well, we
news or whatever? We're like right here at this Blizzard Steam area.
Let's very interesting article to me. Something that we can just kind of brush over the top of. Overwatch Pro Team manager revealed it's the Chinese team Shanghai, right?
Shanghai Dragons.
Shanghai Dragons, yeah.
Shanghai Dragons.
That they have a 72-hour week training regime.
Ooh, and it's not helping.
No, it's not. They've not won one damn game.
No.
0 out of 32. They are the worst game in the league. I've watched them play, and
it's such a shame. Like, they're working so hard, but I think it's almost that they're being overworked, so they can't perform when it's time to, like, get out and play in the tournaments.
I would be interested to see, and I'm basing this on the picture that I'm currently looking at, what the average age of this group is.
Probably, my guess is between 17 and 22.
Okay, and so developmentally, are they doing what they need to help these kids succeed? Because that's what they are. They're kids.
Yeah.
You know, even though we consider 18 usually as an adult in most cultures, they're kids, 17 to 20 years old, and they need to be developed. And working somebody 72 hours, whether they are capable of doing it or not, is just
far too much.
Mentally draining.
But
part of it's the culture, though.
Exactly what I was about to say. They're the Shanghai Dragons. They're the Chinese team. The culture around that environment is so much more different. But they are in LA, and they do. You know, they play here, they work here, and things like this. But I mean, it's just their culture.
Well, that
I think
also
it's way
makes
too much.
But this also, if they are in LA, I would be interested to see what our labor laws will end up stomping on them, because you cannot work somebody 72 hours a week like that.
Does that work? Does that a citizen or a work visa?
Doesn't matter. If you are working in the United States, it does not matter.
Then our labor laws apply to you. So yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have no idea how they're doing it then. Because, I mean, it starts at 10:30 and goes to 10:30, a.m. to p.m., 12 hours.
Some of the times.
Sometimes to 14 hours.
Yeah, sometimes it said they play or practice till midnight. It's like...
But
what are you practicing? Like, it's almost like they're just playing the game.
Yeah, but when you're in a league like that, in Overwatch, HOTS, League of Legends, any of that stuff, it's about strategies, it's about trying out new comps, it's about things like that, like working and seeing what works and what doesn't against counters and things like that. It's not just, let me load at the game and play Pharah because I'm a Pharah main.
I don't disagree. What I'm saying is I don't think they're doing that, because I feel like they would at least have one win out of the last 32 if they were doing that.
The other teams are just doing it better.
Too hard. Yeah. And
I mean, I've watched their game.
Synergy and things like that too. I mean, it may just be that you've got a group of people that are not working well as a team together, because some of that's going to play into it.
They just brought in Gaguri, which is the female Zarya player, to try and help the team. And she played pretty well.
Bring in the lady to help you guys.
I watched their game. She's pretty fucking amazing. Definitely.
Yeah,
She's got a lot of skill.
She's a cheater. I remember seeing the video. She cheated.
But
remember the whole thing on that?
Yeah.
No way a girl could be that good.
But their synergy just isn't there, and
sometimes if your teammates are at odds with each other, no matter how much you practice, it's not going to come together. Because it's got to be, I can rely on the person next to me to do these things in these clutch situations. Like any team. I mean, just because it's esports doesn't make it any different.
When it says that they're 0 and 32, it does not mean they didn't actually win any games. It just means they haven't won a set.
Yeah, it's best of 3.
It's best of 4.
Oh, 4. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so you can end up in draws, and you can win 4-0, or you can win 2-2.
They
and
still
then you can
haven't
have a
pulled it
tiebreaker
out
match.
enough, though, to
Yes.
win sets. So there's still not.
I would be interested to see from a. I'd like to see this compared to the other teams that are being successful, what they're doing.
Honestly,
when it
if you
comes to the
compare them
amount
to,
of hours.
like, if I would guess if you compare them to other teams in the similar regions, like if you compare them to the Korean team, it's probably very similar practice structure. It's just some people can deal with that better and some can't.
Yeah, like, I mean, NA, because I watch a lot of esports. I'm a huge esports guy. In NA, one of the issues is that we don't
Practice as hard.
Our fundamentals aren't as critical as some of the other regions. Like, I think Team Liquid's got a really, really, really good training regimen. They built the Alienware facility. It's beautiful. They have it set up where they play their games, and then they go into their study room and they watch the games, and they go through it, and then they go back. They work 8 to 10 hours a day. Then they get to go home, whether they have an apartment or they can live somewhere nearby, and they relax, they unwind, and then they live a normal life at this point. And that's what you need to. You need to be able to unwind, because 12 hours. You go home at midnight, you get home, you have about an hour, you go to bed, you get up an hour before you have to keep right back, and then you're instantly sitting back in that chair for another 12 hours doing the same thing again and
which
again.
is ludicrous. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the human body was not meant for what they're doing. It doesn't matter culturally whether that's what they do or not. It's just the human body is not meant for that. And that's the reason a lot of these guys are going to end up breaking down, which this is... But to be fair, this is also the reason you have in professional sports, and I will be interested to see in the next 5 years if it happens, you have players' unions. Mm-hmm. So
Riot's already trying to do that too. They have they're building a players' union where spokesmen from each of the teams, like a player from each of the team, can kind of come in, meet together with the Riot personnel, and kind of discuss the issues and what needs to happen to make everybody win.
So. Well, and that's the thing. That's why players' unions exist. It's there to protect the athlete. Yep. And this is esports is not going to be any different. I think the thing is people don't, because this is still relatively new. When it comes to sports in general, that this is what people are going to end up. They're just not focused on that part yet. But I think this revelation is going to end up causing within the next 5 years. You're going to definitely see you're limited on how often they can work out. Their particular skill or whatever it is. And now what that does is create a development cycle, and it changes how you do things. Okay, we're going to work on, like you were saying, the different champions. Today you're gonna do this type of thing. Da 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 da. You're not very strong at this, so we're going to have you work on this today to make you better. How do you develop those players and make them better, and do it in a limited amount of time? That's what most sports do. So I'm very interested to see how that'll end up working, because it is a difference in a regular sport, but I don't care how much of an endurance test you do. 72 hours a week is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's extreme.
How many hours are in a week?
Somebody break out a calculator,
I'm
because
busting
you
out
don't
the
trust me to
calculator
do
right
math.
here. So 24 times 7, 168. Okay. Let's see. 8 times 7, 56.
So you need to sleep for at least 56 of those, theoretically.
Yeah. And you're training, let's see, plus 72. They have 30 hours a week to do whatever they want. And remember, that's 24 hours for one day. They have one day off.
They take one day off.
They have 6 hours, like, across the whole week.
So they have an hour a day, is what you're saying.
They have about an hour to 2 hours a day that they're not playing. Yeah, that's way too little. Holy shit.
Well, hold on. I'm going to go on
lunch
this.
Break too, though.
They're good at their craft. They hone their craft, and culturally, technically, they're very close to Koreans. Correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a question. Now, this is going to bridge two gaps, but one that I know that Grif can answer.
I have a feeling I know where this question's going.
Okay. You are a big fan of BTS. How much do they work a week?
I knew
Because they're very good at what they do.
To be honest, in the early days, it was like almost 24/7. Yes. It's because it's really extreme and very competitive, and if you're not winning, then you're not worth it, essentially.
Yep.
So you have to work harder to win at whatever it is that you're doing, be that, being an idol or being in an esports arena. You have to win. And so there is no stopping. And that's just cultural with them. I mean, and I won't say that it's not here too. When I was in school, like when I was in college, there was a point where I was working like 4 jobs at one time and going to school because I was like, I'm just not doing enough. That was too much.
And I think that's an entirely unhealthy mentality to have for people.
Exactly. It was unhealthy, but
like they're pushing themselves so hard now, but what is it like for those people, the kids, once they hit 30 and 40, like if that's the only lifestyle that they know, and it is just wearing them down? Because, I mean, 72 hours a week will wear you down mentally no matter fucking what.
Well, and theoretically, if you work, let's say it's a normal 40-hour work week. Let's say that they create a player union comes in and says you can't train any more than 40 hours a week, just like a regular job.
Right.
Maybe on the week of one of the big championships or something, they'll allow an extra 10 hours or something like that. But you set that cycle up. Now, you're no longer a guy that's burned out on playing this game so early. Because a lot of the guys that retired, that's one of the things they complained about, is because of that regimen, how long they're doing this and how often they're having to do it, that it's actually, they're burning out quicker. So now they can last till they're 30 or 40 years old, because now it's just a regular job, and mentally they can still be sound and just adjust. Now it comes down to reflexes, not, I can't play the damn game anymore.
Yeah, like, I mean, I hate to be late, but even because of how popular esports is right now, when you're in your late 20s, you're already too old.
Yeah.
Because they could find a 17-year-old that has the reflexes twice as fast as you, so you best retire, find a coaching position, and then move on. Because it cycles so fast. Because I know in the NFL, it's like you can get up to your mid to late 30s before you start having to look to retire for good. In esports,
yeah, unless you're quarterback, which technically a quarterback can last till about 45. I mean, Tom Brady's 41.
So, yeah. But in esports, I mean, there's so many young bloods that are ready to fucking get in there. They're thirsty for their damn fame. And,
thirsty.
They'll just move through. It's like a conveyor belt of people.
Yeah.
So.
Esports is a crazy place. Although about any arena these days is a crazy place.
But I think that's really good for now because there's so little like actual experience in esports. When in about 10 to 15 years, all the players that we know will be the ones that are doing the announcing, that are the ones doing the coaching and analysis and things like that. And then we're going to have all these young bloods, all these new players that we have no idea who.
Esports is still new. It's going to be like, I mean, for years when football was first invented, they didn't play with pads or helmets. And then they had to learn from those mistakes. So, like, we're pushing our players to, practice 72 hours a week right now because we're not to the point where they've learned that that's really an awful thing, which should be common sense but isn't.
But again, I think it goes back to what they're doing versus, say, a soccer player, football player, even a baseball player, what they're doing. I think it's different, so their mentality is different on it, too. And culturally, if you think about it this way, culturally, when we think of American football, it's basically us and little parts of Europe that play the game, and that's about it. But you do have rugby and games like that
that wear no pads. They just hit the shit out of each other. But they're also a lot smarter because
they also know how to tackle.
Yeah, they
we
don't
put helmets on our heads and we couldn't figure out how to tackle, so they had to change let's create a rule so people have to learn how to tackle. That's basically how that works. Along the same lines of the whole esports thing, though, it's impressive to me. Of course, right now the juggernaut of all games is Fortnite. Epic is going to provide $100 million for Fortnite esports.
Why are you guys not Fortnite players? Jesus, go win me some money.
Have you seen Ninja? That fool? Man, that fool will ruin anybody.
Yeah. So I it's interesting to me because I think that because of the popularity of this game, and we just talked 3 years ago, about the fact when esports first got on ESPN, remember the backlash that everybody had? God. You had people quitting because it's like, if it ever gets on ESPN, I'll quit. And they quit.
Yeah, peace out.
And what's going to end up happening is you've got Fortnite, who is so popular in the general public right now, that this is going to end up becoming an esport, and it's going to push esports even further.
I don't.
Is that a good? You don't think so?
I don't think so. It's
I don't think
another fucking battle royale, people. Battle royales are not good esports games. There's too much RNG, and it's not everybody being on the right foot, actually having to show skill.
I also feel like esports are probably largely going to be led by team games. Like, I don't think it's going to be an individual battle royale.
Yeah, but
game
all you do is you can just set up squads only on this.
Yeah, I mean, you can, definitely. You could do, like, duos or squads, but I don't think there is a big enough, like, it's popular enough, but I don't think it's manageable enough in the esports scene because, like I said, there's just, if you think of all the other esports games, it's 2 teams, or hell, you can put 1,000,000 teams in there. It's 2 teams, both starting on the same foot, having to clash in a battle of wits and outmaneuvering, like chess. But in this one, it's all about, I found a rocket launcher before you and you died. Like, you could be the best guy in the world, and the dude gets a shotgun before you, and then you die.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
I don't disagree with that, but I also think there's an element you got to know how to use the shotgun. And you have to know how to use the rocket launcher.
That's true, but at the same time, if you're playing on an esports level, like a professional level, then you do.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they're all going to be
it's
good.
Just going to be a given that you're going to be able to pick up any weapon in that game and use it proficiently enough to just mass murder everybody else who didn't get that weapon.
Because then you go into the point of where it's like, all right, I've won 6 rounds. I'm ready to go this. You drop into the next one. I can't find anything. Dude drop next to me. He's got a fucking gun. I'm trying to get out of here. And then you die. It's like, well, fuck. All of the previous rounds were for nothing because...
No. They do a scoring system. It's similar.
It's
kind of like PUBG where they have the scoring system, the scores that pop up at the end. Then they total those scores at the end of it. Because I watched the pro PUBG one do it. But I mean, but I think it might not be as successful, like long term.
Yeah.
But what I do think it's going to be is a way for esports to come to the forefront. Not necessarily a popular esport this way, but I do think it is where people put it more in there. In fact, Ashland University signed their first Fortnite player on scholarship this week.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You know, Hearthstone or Heroes of the Storm has a shitload of collegiate players. Riot has a shitload of collegiate players.
What is that called? That's called something
Heroes
in
of
the
the Dorm.
Heroes of the Dorm. And they just finished it, and I think all of them got like $15,000 in scholarships.
Yeah.
Come on, that's pretty. And Hearthstone just had theirs too. Like,
I feel like it's
Blizzard gives a lot back.
I feel like Fortnite's not gonna be a leader in esports, but I do think that it's the next Minecraft as far as making a video game popular enough for the general public to recognize it readily.
Yes, and to go with what Oak was saying, it's going to give esports exposure to the world.
Yeah, like exposure. That's the best way to put that.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if you were going to go with that word, but that is what I think this is going to do. Like, it's going to give more exposure than anything else. It's going to be like, hey, everyone's playing Fortnite. Ugh, there's esports. There's tons of other games, but the esports, it's a real thing. You guys want to come check out any of these other ones? So it's gonna. Well, it's kind of like when YouTube
technically had other shooters that have been big in esports. It's just not as big as the MOBAs. Because I mean, we've had Halo and Gears of War have had esports leagues for a long fucking time when it was just MLG.
Ooh, Major League Gaming.
Yeah,
Blizzard
throwing
back
out
in the
old
days.
one.
Blizzard owns them, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. But I mean, that was all there was for a long time, and now it's esports in general.
My glasses, can you see the MLG logo on them?
Yeah, those classic MLG. That classic MLG logo, man.
Anyway.
Where do you want to go from there?
Next section, we've got...
There's like 11 billion things, and we're already at 54
I know,
minutes.
There's
Pick
400
out
of
something.
them. I do want to go ahead and touch over this because we talked about it a little bit before the show started. And basically, Valve right now is being hit hard because there is a game currently on Steam that is a school shooting game. I mean, it's the only way to talk about it is the fact that you are going in, it's first-person view, going in and shooting both cops and civilians.
Kids. Let's be honest. It's kids.
And basically, this is a debate of, is it Steam's responsibility to shut this down, or is it the community's responsibility by not spending money on it to shut it down? Because my thought process is, if I bought this, and I'm a kid. Well, right, but I'm a kid and I bought this, and then Steam shuts it down, it's still in my library. It never goes anywhere. But if Steam never allows it to come out in the first place, it's in no one's library.
Yeah. I feel like, because I mean, part of one of the things it touches on in the Eurogamer article that I read about it is that there's basically a bypart of Steam's user agreement, which is, you know, as a developer, you're not creating content, you're not uploading content that is intended to basically be shocking and purposely offensive, and also not to exploit children in any way. And I think that you're getting kind of a both at one go with that. Because
I'd agree with that.
There's no way that you didn't intend to create shock value and create talk and publicity on your game just because you added that level. I mean, that was the entire intention behind that. You knew people were talking about it. In the U.S., there's been 22 school shootings this year alone. There's no way people weren't going to talk about it. Now your game is in everybody's mouth, and Steam didn't, you know, hasn't done anything about it. Steam's very much like, it's not our job. Technically it is. You put up rules that creators have to abide by, but you're not enforcing those rules. You want the community to do it. You want the community to get mad and the community to say, we're not going to spend our money on it. Well, yeah, but it's your marketplace. You have to know what's in it.
And it's not exactly, before we started, Chicken had made the comment about the fact that it's very similar to YouTube having rules, and they just now are really implementing their rules, and people are getting upset and mad about that.
Well, it's because YouTube keeps changing their rules too, though.
But that's the thing is, where does it stop?
Well,
I mean,
but to be fair,
YouTube
has like 2 years worth of content that's downloaded daily, where games are not produced that quickly.
They have 21
they have
games
been. That's
a
part
day.
of the problem with Steam. Steam's recently
21 games every day is put onto Steam.
Yeah.
All right,
That is a shitload of games.
But I mean, I would think that 3 people could handle 7 games each each day just to see.
You would think so.
Oh, this is school shooting, and no.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's why there's so much just shovelware asset flips on Steam too.
This is Adolf Hitler Simulator, and no.
Yeah, it's one of the things people have been mad about for a long time, is that Steam doesn't regulate itself at all. It expects its content or its community to do that for them, which is kind of shitty on Steam's part.
One of the hypocritical things about it is that top comment, Steam was too busy pulling visual novels from sale to notice this. They make so much money on the visual novels, and if you've ever been on Steam, you know that the anime kind of visual novels that I'm talking about are to aim at a specific audience, and even in some of those, they sometimes make the characters look a lot younger than they actually are, which sells too. Yes, there are a lot of them. Like, a lot of them.
I will take your word for it because I didn't go looking for them, but I'm sure I know that you are right.
Steam does not curate those as hard. Even, those are just straight up pornography.
Steam needs to pull its shit together and get, basically form a solid idea of how its curation system is going to work and what kind of content it will and won't allow, and it needs to stand on that. But now, it's like, sometimes yes, sometimes no, we'll pull this, everybody got mad, here it's back again. They need to get their shit together.
But I think they're afraid of going down the rabbit hole that YouTube is. It's like, oh, you can't have that. Oh, but this has that in it, so you can't have that. And that has that, and you can't have...
I still think you need to have some type of guideline that's set up, and I don't disagree with what Grif said, which is they already have it stated that it can't exploit children, it can't, it can't be there just for the shock factor and things like that. And I believe this game violates exactly what it says that there's... So walk in, do what you got to do, and pull that off. But I mean, if it's 21 games a day in an 8-hour workday, come on. I mean, it can't be that hard to hire 3 to 5 people when you're a $1 billion company.
Yeah.
Or 21 people who get a game a day.
Right?
I mean, it's one thing if you have somebody that has written code in, like, was it GTA San Andreas that had the hot coffee thing? That you had to, know how to get there to see that.
Yeah, you're basically hacking the game when that one happened.
Okay, fine. That slips through the cracks. It can be fixed later. That's something that in hindsight you can take care of and be like, oh shit, sorry guys. But something that is like, hey, we know this game's got a whole section where you're a school shooter and encouraged to shoot the kids. That's okay, right? No, it's not fucking okay, especially since it hit Steam the week after the Santa Fe shooting.
Yeah. But
how tasteless
games just like to push things a little too hard. Like the whole torture scene in GTA 5. That thing came under high scrutiny because that is a fucked up scene.
Yeah, it is.
Nobody can... and you can't skip it. Like, that was one of the
No.
major issues, is that in the context you are forced to do that, and it's awful.
Well, then
Yeah.
you had one Call of Duty,
The airport scene.
the airport scene,
The
but you
airport
could
scene.
skip it.
I can't remember which Call of Duty that was in right now.
Black Ops,
Was it? I can't
Black Ops
remember.
2.
No, it wasn't. No, because I haven't played Black Ops 2. I want to say it was the second
Modern
Warfare, wasn't it?
It might have been.
It was Modern Warfare
It
2,
may-
I think. Yeah.
It may have been, but
But-
yeah, I mean, games like to
buddy.
push it a little further, and I think this guy just pushed it a little too far. He should remove the active shooter side of it
Yes.
and kind of use it as a training instruction. So in active shooter situations, you can have an idea of what to do.
But you don't
I
need
mean,
to play the role of the shooter.
Yeah, you do not need to play the role of an evil character, like a really evil character. Like, you should not be able to play Adolf Hitler in a game and control the Nazi Germany during that time period. No, that is not a place for a game.
Well,
Same
that's
thing with
probably
this.
why
You
there's
shouldn't-
not like Holocaust Camp Simulator, because that's something you don't do.
Exactly. There are certain limitations that a human should take when coming things like this. But you know how artists are sometimes? They like to push the boundaries
I'm
to see what.
As an artist.
Artists like to push boundaries and see how far they can go, what they can do
Certain
for their
ones
art.
do, yes, I
yeah,
don't
certain
disagree
ones.
with you.
Certain
Well,
artists
some people
will.
do it,
But that doesn't make
for
them
the
good human
shock
beings.
value.
No,
You know what I mean?
absolutely not. And that goes back to there are some awful people that do awful things.
And people, and I believe, but I believe it's people calling things art in order to be able to just do stupid shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
Yeah, there is real art like Spec Ops: The Line, which is a true masterpiece, and then there are things like this, which this guy is just trying to make a game to release money.
It was a shock value play for publicity, is what it seems like to
Mm-hmm.
me. It's like, you know, this is gonna rile people up, and you know it's gonna get people talking, and that's why you did it. It's not
Yep.
because you felt like there was any artistic value in having this or any lesson for people to learn from this. It's that you knew it would catch people's eye because of the controversy.
Yep. So
Just pretty shitty and low on your part. If your game is so garbage that nobody's going to talk about it without a scandal, then what does that say about you? Back to the drawing board. That's what it says.
yep.
What else we got?
Oh, we got so much shit still.
You need to start
let's wrap it
running
up as
through.
quick as we do.
Okay,
How about we go
well-
with Rage 2? Let's go ahead and go with that one because you wanted to talk a little bit about that one as well. It's been
Okay.
confirmed via leaked teaser.
right.
Is somebody going
and-
to tell me about it? What?
Yeah. Basically, if you've never played Mad Max, it was very similar to that one. If you haven't played the first Rage, I recommend it. It does have a little bit of letdown at the end, but the overall gameplay is pretty fun.
I really do need to get that.
I think I have it. You could borrow it.
Yay.
And then one of the articles that Chicken put in here is that there will not be loot boxes, and they're wanting to make this follow.
as a
It's a
service.
games as a service. So similar. Sea of Thieves would be something that would be put into that.
The Division.
Yeah. What do you all think about this? Do you think this is the way our culture's moving to?
I'm
What do you-
surprised with who it's from. Bethesda's name being attached to a games as a service kind of title is strange to me, and I think that that's why it's causing such a controversy. Is because
I wouldn't say it's a
Bethesda.
controversy yet. I
Well,
think
yeah,
it's
it's
more
not-
of like a lot of
It's causing such a
eyebrows are
buzz.
being. Yeah, a lot of eyebrows are going. So you're changing your game, okay? So is this where we're going? Because Sea of Thieves, everybody can agree, when it first came out, it's empty as hell. Like, you had your base game, and then they're like
They're
adding to it
content
and
to it.
yeah, as they go, as a service. Like, the game is now a service. You pay your $60 to get into the amusement park, and then you can play on everything that you want and stay around as they build more stuff for you to play on. It's pretty much how it is. I mean, $60, you're always invited to the amusement park. And I feel like that's kind of what they're doing. They're like, here, buy the game, come play, and we're just going to keep adding on to it. And there will be things for you to buy here, like food and clothes and cosmetic and things like this. But it's an ever-growing game.
I think with Bethesda, we do know that they're that single player group normally, but in this particular case, it is. I think they see where that future lies. Because I mean, if you think about it, they have opportunities to make their Destiny, if you will, a game that you could do that. But in this case, they're going. This is the way we want to go. We want to create our product. And
I
go
feel
from
like
there.
they started testing that out with the way that they did Fallout Fallout 4, because they gave you the big base game, which had a lot of content anyway, except for the ending, which let's not talk about it. But then they, the original season pass was $20, and they're like, oh, but the things that we have planned for the season pass are really ambitious, so it'll be $20 until this point, in which case it's going to jump to $50 because of how much extra content we're giving you. Now they're like, instead of giving you the base game and then charging you the, $50 for the season pass, let's make it games as a service, charge you the base game price, and then add to it as it goes.
See,
so I feel like they had kind of stepped towards that way with Fallout, but not
you missed one major thing.
Okay.
Okay. How do they sustain their game after that if it's just not by sales? What I think they were trying to do, and you're going to be like, oh, wow, the Creation Club, their microtransaction things, which I hope they don't move away from people modding and then focus on the Creation Club so that it's all cosmetic and playful things that you can buy while sustaining their game. Their marketplace.
Maybe.
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 I don't know. They got a huge backlash for the Creation Club, and people don't spend a whole lot of money on it because you can get most of those mods for free or better mods for free from places.
But the thing that you're going to run into too is if this is a game for service, so therefore it is a live environment and a living environment and continues to change. You can't mod it. You're not going to be able to mod.
Exactly. So you're stuck with the Creation Club, the marketplace, so to say. You can only use the things that they are monitoring.
I think they're going to catch a lot of flack for something like that. I don't think...
I do too, but I think
hardcore fans are not going to like that.
No, but I think Bethesda's doing it for the long-term safety of their company. Because this is just... They'll release a game that people can still do that with, but I think this is where the money's going to be at now. We'll especially to sustain a company like them.
We'll have to see how Rage does, because it was one of the titles that was popular, but it wasn't like a Fallout or something like a Skyrim where people
it really wasn't.
Years down the line are still playing it.
To be fair, it was because of the way it ended and stuff. It was almost kind of I wouldn't say commercial fail, but it was very hit even.
Yeah,
it didn't have a big following. Yes. Yeah, it was kind of middle of the road for them, and I think that they'll make up a difference with Rage 2, and I think that they found an environment that they could do a games with service type system. And it's interesting to have an apocalyptic, environment to do something
I'm going to keep an eye on it because I want to watch it. Yes. Also, we know somebody who worked on it. So.
Yeah, not to name drop, but Ollie did work on that. So.
Oh, boom.
Yeah. Which is funny because I knew a guy that worked on the first one.
Ollie didn't know, he told us about it afterwards. He's like, hey guys, by the way, I worked on this game, but I didn't know it. And we're like, how did you not know? Because apparently it was super secret projects, and the people that were working on it had no idea what they were creating for. They were just, given outlines of what to make and went about making them. And then, hey, surprise, it's Rage.
Yep. That's pretty awesome.
Right. Ollie's awesome, you guys.
Jumping ship to a little sad news. Cliffy B's company, Lawbreakers.
Yeah. Bosky Studios is no more.
Yeah, they had to shut down, unfortunately.
Which is sad because the Battle Royale was a lot of fun to look at. I mean, I didn't play it because I'm not Battle Royale, but Radical Heights looked like it could have been a lot of fun.
Do you know what? Radical Heights, to me, had that fun element. And I go back to a previous show that we talked about the fact that Battle Royale is more of a mode than it is an actual game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I would fucking love a game that was set in this damn world that was like a single-player game or a multiplayer game or whatever go through that was set in the world that he created.
Yes.
So
actually, I think there is one. It's called Sunset Overdrive. That shit is
very
just
similar.
Yeah, you got the same kind of feel in that universe.
Like 1980s Sunset Overdrive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I mean, I think that it's sad news. Cliffy B he'll land back on his feet.
He's got enough money to live forever anyway.
$32.6 million hole left over from Lawbreakers, and then they started creating this one and just nope. But they're going to leave the servers up and running. So I'm interested to see how long a little while is and go from there because I imagine the microtransactions are still in it to help to hold those servers up. So we'll just kind of have to see.
Yep.
I mean, you're right though. If they had made a full out Radical Heights game and marketed it properly, which it's not that they didn't market Lawbreakers, they spent a lot of money marketing it, but it was
poor timing. Oh my god, it was the poor timing.
It was timing that got them on that one, and of course they they threw out Radical Heights after everybody knew what Battle Royale was, thanks to the popularity of PUBG and then the super popularity of Fortnite. So they were kind of late to the bus on that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, PUBG is gone now. By the way, that game.
Yeah, PUBG's popularity fell off thanks to Fortnite.
There's still thousands of people that play, but I mean it ain't the millions
there's
that
still
we're playing.
No, there's still 80,000 people watching it though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's 580,000. There's more people watching Ninja than there are entirely watching PUBG.
Oh yeah, but not always.
Always.
Depends.
Every time I check his channel, there's 250,000 people at least.
Well, I know that. Well, I know when he's streaming because I'll watch the number jump. That's like the other day they had. What was it? It wasn't Detroit. It was another new game that had just come out.
Detroit Become Human. I saw it jump to the front of the line.
Yeah, it would jump to
For
the
like
front
a
of the
minute.
line, and it was at 195,000. And I want to say that Fortnite was like in third place behind. Is there a tournament going on right now for LCS or something?
I think it's Dota 2.
Dota's going on. Okay, so Dota 2 was
tournament.
second, and then it was Fortnite, and then from nowhere that jumped to 250. like within 10 minutes, I was like, that was a bunch of streamers going, we gotta be up top.
Yeah, it's at 259,000 right now.
Yep.
Well, I just wanted to see how you guys felt about the controversy of the box art for Battlefield 5 because there's a woman on the front. And people lost their mind.
I love that people lost their fucking mind over this for no fucking
inaccurate.
reason. Okay, first of all, there were women in all the wars.
Yes,
that's all
there
I'm
were.
saying.
Thank you for reading a book, anyone. Thank
There
you.
are a lot of badass women. I heard a story about a woman whose husband went off to war. She was Russian. He went off to war. He died. So she sold everything that they owned, bought her own fucking tank, went out and joined the military, killed thousands of Nazis, and then died. Like, you show me a more badass woman than that.
Right?
Would you buy a tank in my honor
Yes.
and go and kill all my bad guys?
I would. I don't know how I would get there because I doubt we're gonna have a ground war in the U.S. at any point. But if I could manage to transport my tank, or I would just move to whatever country it's in, buy the tank there, and then go from there, I would do it.
Hell yeah.
I got
Living
you.
out of a tank.
I got you.
It kills me in so many levels in the fact that, oh my god, you have a woman in a game that doesn't, that's like fully clothed and badass. It's like,
I know, right?
can we not just like?
I hate that there are so many, and I know this sounds generalizing and stereotyping, but it's largely a bunch of dudes that are upset, and all they can scream is it's historically inaccurate. First of all, that's wrong. It's perfectly historically fine for there to be a lady on the front. Secondly, I can't believe you're that upset about the fucking box art. It doesn't mean that there's not dudes in the game. Calm your shit. You can still look at dicks. I promise.
Hey, I'm down with a full lady cast in a military game.
Right? Like, first of all, why wouldn't you be okay with that? It's the best of every world. Secondly, I can't get past point one. It's the best of everything.
Yeah, I know, right? There was
Why
a
do you
fucking
hate ladies?
There was a whole fleet of airplanes that was led by. It was all females in it, and they were fucking danger in the sky. Women are badass people. They have been badass since like the beginning of time.
Like ever.
What the hell? It's not that big of a deal.
Oh my god. Hey guys, there's this whole thing. There's this person. Her name's Joan of Arc. You might want to do a little reading.
Never heard. Never heard. I think I have a movie about her.
Yeah, a little bit. Jeez.
I don't get it. And the people that are screaming, oh my god, I can't believe they gave in to be PC, politically correct. I can't believe where our games are all gotta be PC now. Okay, why is it a problem? You don't have to. First of all, you can have choice. They said that custom characters are still going to be a thing. You can still make a dude. It's okay. Why does it hurt your feelings if the person across from you that is shooting at you is a woman?
Okay, first of all, I don't think showing women as being PC, politically correct. I think just women is just, representing the other half of humanity in itself.
I mean, for how long have we gone through games and games and games where there weren't women characters at all, or if they were the token women characters who were like damsels in distress, or they showed up to be like, I'm a badass lady. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. I was here for 5 minutes. Bye. Like, Get over it. There's ladies in real life. It's just how it is. Stop with your male power fantasies.
She's got a claw too, isn't she the one with the claw? Yeah. Like in the videos that they showed, she's got like a little claw hand.
I don't know.
It's like, well, here's my thing. She's got a claw hand. This is set in World War II. Like, come on. It's a fucking video game. It's not complicated.
Well, even beyond video games, I can't believe, and I know that there's probably somebody that would throw flack at me for being like, oh, you're just trying to push your feminist agenda. I can't believe the guys on your show are letting you say that. First of all, I would like to see either one of these two stop me from saying anything. But secondly,
I can handle you.
It's not my feminist agenda. Ladies exist in the world. We're not meant to just be like in the background popping out babies.
And to be fair, look, I have known Grif for over a long time. I've known her a long time. See, I did that.
Yeah.
I've known her a long time, and Chicken lives with her. Okay, and I can tell you right now, a lot of times when there's some type of bullshit that comes out that is propaganda of, men are the worst scum on the planet, and women are the greatest thing on the planet, and all we are is repressed, and da 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 da. She'll call the bullshit out.
Yeah.
It's logic. Women and men, they're both great.
Yep.
They also have problems.
Yep.
It's not a hard concept.
Neither one of us is perfect.
Yeah.
Please
No,
stop
and
saying
yes,
that.
majority of gamers for a long time were male. Over half of them now are female. Fuck off. I mean, come on.
And we have a professional female Overwatch player now.
Finally, Jesus.
We
Who almost
are-
didn't get on a team because men were too busy going, oh, she's going to upset our other male teammates.
And then
Our boys
unfortunately,
can't keep the dicks in the pants.
and then unfortunately, she had to join Shanghai Dragons.
Yeah. Damn it. Why? Sorry.
Oh my god. So yeah, definitely.
That's crazy. I just can't believe
Yay
so
women.
many people lost
You know what I
their
say?
minds.
Yay women.
Right?
I'm gonna run through these last couple of articles. Friday the 13th got its long-awaited single-player challenge mode. Huge update that they've been waiting for a long time. Massive.
My update's paused because it was big and I didn't have time to download it.
So it's out. You're good to go. We'll probably play it again at some point. Paladins, dumbass.
Paladins continues to rip off Overwatch, and this time it's blatant.
Yeah, they used one of their backdrops in one of their pictures, their arts. Or their promotes. Yeah, they used it to promote one of their new skins. Yeah, dumbasses.
It's Lijiang Tower. Oh, and also
Yes.
their Paladin Strike menu is the same thing as the Heroes of the Storm menu.
Yeah, everyone wants to take Blizzard stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 is coming to the Nintendo Switch via
Cloud
the
version.
cloud. You can only stream it.
This is weird to me.
That's very odd.
Oh, and it's even more fucked up. You pay about €13, €13, and you only get it for 180 days.
You're like renting it.
Yes.
That's weird as shit.
Yeah, super weird. I don't think it'll work. I think it's more or less just testing, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
And this,
so.
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when PlayStation came out with PlayStation Now, and it was a horrible format on how they created
How they started it, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like this is
It's the
like
test
this
run.
is almost
Hopefully
similar
things
to
will
that.
get better.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. Far Cry 5 for sales hit 310. Ubisoft's second biggest release ever.
It's because it's fun.
Yep, and
Play it nice.
but the Division remains their top seller ever.
Car doors and
330
closing
million.
technology.
Man,
If you can close a door, that's all that matters.
Come on, nobody.
All
has
they had to
ever
do was
closed
add it into Far Cry 5 and in first-person view. What?
I know, right? That's that slow hand movement where you can see the door go click as it closes.
Let me tell you, there is door technology. It's smash into it with your face so that it opens because you don't know how it works.
Okay, and No Man's Sky gets a huge update, adding actual multiplayer.
For
and
realsies now, you guys.
And it's coming out on Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Props to them for finally getting that out. Not props to Sony and them for not telling the truth to start with.
Yeah. It's too little too late, my opinion. I don't think it's going to boost sales. I think the people that already have that game might be like, yay, multiplayer now. But for the most part, that game's days over.
I will be interested to see how the sales do on Xbox One.
Yes, and also I want to give a huge props to the company. Like I didn't buy the game. Maybe I'll buy the game, but I want to give a lot of credit to the company for actually sticking to it. Like, I've seen companies who are just like, oh, yeah, and then they just abandon it completely, which I think it's a rumor. Baka said he heard it somewhere, but it seems like, and he told me, so take this with a grain of salt, but once they remove loot boxes from Battlefront 2, EA is planning on abandoning it.
I'm not surprised.
And moving on to their next Star Wars project.
I'm not
because
surprised.
Battlefront is already over. They can't make up
they
for
can't
the
make
sales
money
that
on
they
it,
lost.
so who the
So
fuck
they're gonna
cares about
fix
it?
Well, and I
and
told
then
them how to
move
make. I told them how to make fucking money.
They just don't
Lower
listen to you.
Lower the fucking price to
not gonna
$20 to
happen.
$30, somewhere in between there, and you like go 1 week free or some bullshit like that, whatever on Steam, and just make it happen,
Nope.
or on Origin or something.
Not gonna happen.
So that's like a rumor that Baka was telling me about. So I mean, I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. EA is a company all about the money, and if they ain't make money, they'll just take it out back and put it down.
Yep.
And that brings us to two sad newses.
Yeah.
I'll do the first one, which is the little of the two, in my opinion. Not to say that he wasn't a great person, but and that is Atari co-founder Ted Dabney. He died at the age of 80. If those who don't know, because you're too young to know, there was a little company called Atari that helped put consoles in everybody's house. Unfortunately, there was a thing in the 80s called the Great Video Game Crash, and Atari went under, but they did continue to make some games as well. Condolences to Dabney and his family for the loss, but he lived 80 years, so can't be too bad for that, and he created some great video games. So
Yep.
total props to that.
Chicken.
And for the other one, which still makes me pretty upset, Total Biscuit died a couple days ago. He was only 33.
Yeah.
He died 3
It's
days
really
ago.
sad.
Yes.
I mean, we knew it was coming, but it doesn't
well, we
soften.
didn't know it was exactly coming right now because he just retired at the beginning of May.
Yep.
But
Like,
he retired because things had kind of taken a downward turn, so
Yep.
it just went really quickly.
And there's no amount of words to say how much he did for the gaming in general and indie developers. Like, he was a guy with a voice who said his opinion, and if you dared to try to screw consumers with your business practice, he would go at you relentlessly. He was all about protecting the consumers.
It was, it was the way that when we look at the gaming industry from a standpoint of being gamers ourselves, this is what we want to do. This is part of the reason that we have the show the way we do. It was because we're going to give our opinion. We don't care what anybody else says. We might not even care what the other people say that are currently in the stream, the podcast with us. But we give our opinion and do what we have to. And when it came to Total Biscuit, he was a class act.
Yep.
I mean,
Oh,
it's the only thing you can say.
Absolutely.
Pure class.
I don't know if you guys follow Boogie on Twitter. Boogie.
I do.
96, 96, something
Yep.
like that. I can't remember what his numbers are, but yeah, he's seen a lot of hate after Total Biscuit's death towards Total Biscuit, and if you have to try to drag somebody through the mud after they've passed, you're just a garbage human. Stop.
Yep.
Just stop.
Yep.
I mean,
There are people in this world that every single person matters, and they'll touch you in a different way. And there are some people that are they might not touch you in a positive way, but if something happens to them, you just respect the
go.
fact that they were a human, and condolences to the family, whatever, and move on. But this particular guy, he affected a lot of us when it came to the way he was as an individual, and he was a pseudo journalist, if you will, because of the way he did things. He found out this is a piece of shit game or whatever, and gave us the opinion on it. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Absolutely. I mean, watching his WTF games, like I'd sit there and I'd watch like a bunch of them. And usually, whenever I find a game on Steam, I would go, like if it was an indie game, I'd go to find his channel and the WTF, whatever game that was, and I'd watch his review on it because you could always trust him to be honest. You could always trust him to be honest because Doesn't matter. He'll just tell you if it's good, bad, the company's good, the company's worthwhile, or anything like that. I mean,
For sure.
he single-handedly, by himself, saved Warframe. Because he brought it into the public eye and gave the developers so much credit that everybody just swarmed to it and saved them from bankruptcy.
Yep.
So
It's awesome.
Well,
Awesome.
I kind of hate to end on a bad note, but that's pretty much it. And I have to go record some Far Cry, which I want to record Detroit, but I will let Chicken play it while I record Far Cry.
yeah.
The upside is there's a bear in Far Cry, and I have him now. And I took him swimming, and the bear swimming animation is the cutest thing in the world.
Yay, cheeseburger.
Yes, he's so fluffy.
Too funny. We do appreciate everybody who hangs out with it each and every week at Infinite Respawn. Of course, you can check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/InfiniteResPC. You can also check me out personally at MDBOaktree. Check out Grif.
At Grif Slide'em.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
And also, you can check out Baka at Baka Pickle. Hopefully, he'll be back next week. We'll have to see. And don't forget about Grif's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what I did there? Went there
I thought
first.
you said you were going to do it first.
Yeah.
Well, I did their Twitters first and then went into that one. Don't forget about her YouTube. She will link it down below, where she's currently playing Detroit. And then she
Detroit
will...
and Far Cry.
Yeah, and Far Cry.
Yeah.
And then one day she'll get back to Planet Coaster, whenever that is.
Yeah, whenever things settle down, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea what my park is even like
That's
anymore.
fall and winter, you know, when you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Do it then. Too much to do in the summertime. Also, make sure that you go to, if you're not watching on our YouTube channel, you can go to youtube.com/Infinite Respawn. Also, make sure that you check out Chicken at his Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Elite Chicken 313. That's Elite Chicken 313.
Yes. Yes. With the streams have been sporadic. It's busy time of season. Lots of shit has been going on these last few months.
Yeah.
We'll get back to normal eventually, but I just
But hey,
can't
you know,
promise.
if you go to Twitch and click the follow button, you can also have it send you emails every time he's on. And
Yes.
we also talk about it on Twitter every time.
Yes.
And if you have the app as well, you can actually flip it to where it sends you a notification, so
Yep.
you get an alert sent to you, which is usually how
plenty
I
of
know he's
ways
on
to
if I'm
keep
not
up with
Twitch,
everyone.
if I'm not on with him. Yes, plenty of ways. Make sure that happens. You can also check me on Twitch as well at MDBOaktree or Mixer, and again, same thing. I think that's it. Oh wait, InfiniteRespawn.com. Go on there, join the forums, hang out, all that good stuff. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Chicken.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.